Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn Django forms. In our previous tutorials, we learned how to process model forms with SQLite database in Django app. I have VS Code instanced opened on my system and installed latest Python version. Virtual environment is already created and Django framework is also installed in this virtual environment. Now let me show you the output. You have to activate virtual environment and locate your Django app. Run the command python manage.py run server. This is the sample Django application that we have been working on. So we have created function-based view, we have class-based view with navigation links. And we are taking help from database as well to get some records. We have also created a form where we can create any new item into our database. We have also created a page of detail so that we can modify anything on our item. Okay, very nice. So let's get started with the tutorial now. Django provides many built-in forms, char field, email field, integer field, boolean field, date field, choice field, file field, image field, etc. etc. So each field type has its own validation and widget. What we are going to do in this tutorial, we are going to have various type of Django forms fields on a same form so that we can use those fields in our Django applications. Okay. So far we do not have any fields on contact.html form. It is just a simple message. Okay. If you want to create any HTML tag here, you can easily create it. We are going to create anchor tag. So it will be created easily. Okay, I have refreshed the page. You will see a anchor link. Okay, so we are going to create a contact form. I'm click on cart contact form dot py. On this form, I'm gonna put some code, right? I'm importing a forms class from Django module, and then I'm creating contact form class. Okay, here we are inheriting forms class, which means that all forms based functionality will be inherited in this contact form. Okay, I'm taking only a single fields that will allow user to input a value in this name field. I have saved the file. If you want to render this Django form into your application, you have to go to view.py file. Okay, and you have to search where is the contact route. Here we have contact route. So this contact route is actually rendering contact.html file, this file. And here we have just taken a simple anchor tag which is not required. I'm gonna put a form tag here to render all my contact form fields here. This is a token to secure your form fields, and these are the helper methods of forms. Okay, dot as p actually says it will create all the elements of HTML into paragraph forms inside p tags, which means we have three helper methods here. One is as table, second is as ul, and third is as p. You can use whatever you want to use. Here we are extending base.html, which is a master page for this application. And it contains a block tag, which will render all this HTML as a child on the contact page. So for production, many developers prefer rendering fields individually, right? Like homes dot field name, you can say, because they want to control HTML styles and placing of the controls. Okay, it is on you which way you want to design your Django form. Okay. In this case, what would happen? Whatever fields I'm defining here, those fields will be rendered as a paragraph tag in this form with help of this helper method. Okay. Now what we want to render this field name fields onto our contact form. So we have view, and here we will modify our code a bit. Here we will check if request.method equals to get. Then we will create a object of this contact form. All right. We have to import this contact form from cart dot contact form import contact form. Okay. Here the object is created in the contact view, right? And we have to render this contact.html form with help of form parameter. All right. I have to put this form name in single quotes. Okay. I have saved the file. Let's run the application and see the contact form how it looks like. You see that we have a field with name. We have submit button also. If we want to submit the value of this field, we have to write some code to get the value from this field. Okay, so this is how a form can be designed with help of Django.form class. If you don't want to use this form class, you can easily remove it and you can design your HTML tags as we have shown just before that. Okay. If you want to process any of the form fields, then you have to use form tag. This is for just processing your form. Okay. We have action here. We have method as post or get, whatever. Now I want to show you how many types of the fields we have in Django forms. Okay. I have some code handy to save some time. Okay, so we have char field, which means that it is a text input. We also have max length and min length. Okay, we have email field, which means that we can input email type of value only. That validate email addresses itself. Then we have slug fields, which means that it is a short labels like letter, numbers, or hyphens. That type of value we can put into this one. Okay, we have URL that validates URL. Okay, if you want to input any website address in your field set, it will handle the validation for your URLs. We have regular expression field also. If you want to place any regular expression with your values, you can put like this. We have integer fields that contains whole number. Okay, we can define minimum value and maximum value. Then we have decimal fields. We can input decimal values like our currencies. Okay, we have float values. It contains numbers and decimals. Boolean fields we can pass to false. That would be a checkbox. It is a date field that is for taking date input. Date time field, this is for taking date and time both. Time field is only for taking time. Okay. We have choice field. It would be a drop down or a radio selection. Okay, it will contain data like this. Okay, these tuples we can pass as items for the drop downs. Okay, then we have multiple choice field. It would be a multiple selection. Okay, in the drop down itself, you can select your items. We have type choice field, converting your types. Okay, we have file fields, we can upload files, and then we have image field, we can upload image. All right, this is for taking IP addresses. It will contain validation itself, right? We have UID fields, that is unique identifier value, and then finally we have JSON fields which will contain JSON data in your text box. I'm refreshing the application now. After saving it, you will see all the fields. We have different type of fields. Okay, we have submit button also. If you click on submit button, it will allow user to input value. Okay, because this is a mandatory field for us, that's why cursor is blinking over here. Okay, right now cursor is blinking in the email because we have inputted wrong email address. Okay, because email address fields will check the value internally and raise error that email is not valid. Okay, so these various type of field types has so many validation in the backend. without inputting correct value, you cannot submit your form fields. Okay, we have slug, we can input URL, we have regular expression code, we have age. Okay, it's a price, it's a rating. Okay, it's a checkbox, we have combo box, right? It's appointment, start time, we have checkbox list. This is drop down. We have files to upload. Okay, this is for uploading image. We have IP address. Like this, we can pass. This is unique identifier. Value like this. Okay, and then finally we have JSON data. Okay, like this, we can input JSON data. But the question is how to get the input values from these fields on clicking this button. Okay, so how to get it? Let me go back to my form and comment out these old fields. Otherwise, they will raise a validation error if I do not provide correct value. I've saved the form. Now we will get the value from name and email field. Okay. So there is a method on the form object itself, which will actually get the value from these fields, right? So I'm going to open the view.py file here. I'm going to put a condition if request dot method equals to post, which means that if we are posting the form to the server, then we are going to get value from these fields like form dot cleaned underscore data, which means that this will get the correct value from the field and you can use these values for your database operations. Okay, so these values will be printed on the console when we submit the form and then we will render the form again. Okay, application is getting reloaded. Okay, let me refresh the form. Now we have two fields, John. I have inputted correct values for the email and then click on submit button. Cannot access local variable from where it is not associated with a value. Okay, so we have made a mistake that we did not create a object for this. We forget. And one more important thing I want to tell you that we have to check the validation for these fields as well, right? With the help of form dot is valid method that actually ensures that we have correct value in our forms fields. Okay, so this is very important. If the form is not valid, so we are not going to perform any database operation. Okay, I've saved the file. John, John at the rate test.com. Click on submit. Again, we have error that it returned none instead value error. We have to put request.post also in the contact form. Let's try again. Yeah, we have got the values from the form, right? John and John.test because we have printed these values after submitting the form. Okay, we have checked form is valid, then we have got the value from name and email field. So this is how we can get the value from our any type of fields. Okay, and then we can pass on these values to our database layer or we can perform any operation right here. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned what are various types of forms fields and how to pick values from the fields. So give me the comment down below of this video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.